They had like the extra content added in, that kind of stuff.
Turn right. Turn left.
Oh, that's cool. I don't remember what they had beforehand. I think it was actually like a recap of the series before the movie started. At least they did it. That's what they did in my theater. Will you be getting Battlefront, Eric? Or are you like still on the fence as well? Yeah. Are you a big Star Wars fan? Or, just, hey, I really enjoy the series, okay? Favorite movie then? Or spin-off, I mean, obviously, there's honestly, some of the spin-offs in games have been really, really good. I did like some of the older, like, 7th generation games, like Jedi Academy, that type of stuff. Just going out from the movies, because most movies, obviously most people love, like, Return of the Jedi, type of thing. I haven't rebought Battlefront 2 on Steam yet, but I do still have my Xbox version, which was actually one of the few ones that work backwards compatibly with the original Xbox like this. Fantastic game, man. I love the classes in it. I love the amount of hero characters. Just, I wish we could get the true Battlefront 3, but I mean, if this is all we can get, I'm fine with it. Fine is different than being super excited, but I mean, they still got a lot to show, and I'm hoping they do. They said they still have some more hero characters, and they said they are going to look at the option for third person, not just for hero characters, but normal troops as well. So I'm hoping that does change up. Also excited for the new movie coming out as well. I've been keeping it's just like with Metal Gear Solid where I keep myself secluded. I've watched maybe 1 or 2 trailers. Obviously, the reveal being the one I've seen the most of. But I just love going to the movies and not knowing jack squat. It's the way I like to always approach everything. Oh yeah, like multiplayer games. Like I don't mind watching more of that one. Like okay, Call of Duty. It's good to see like how it's looking. That's one of those games where you're really buying it for the multiplayer. Even though I think me and Ed are obviously two of the ones who are like, I single player is kind of interesting story wise to play through. I mean, yeah, I'm really interested to see where Black Ops 3 goes as far as story is. How it picks up. Is it going to be going back and forth? Are we going to see more like early war stuff as well? Like that seems to be like their thing. Oh man, that mission in Black Ops 2 where you're on horseback and you're riding around taking care of tanks and stuff, that was excellent. That's definitely one of my favorite missions from Black Ops 2. That and obviously being dumb enough to shoot Mason in the face. Was it Mason or am I confusing it again? Shoot. I'm not sure now.
Nice one, mate. You looked in control for that whole race there.
But sadly, it was so. I knew it was so obvious at the point they would have had to have like done some ridiculous stuff to make out who the Arkham Knight was and make it. Um, the June 14th. I mean, in fact, there was something I wasn't even expecting being the biggest spoiler. So that was actually done rather well. I enjoyed that part. The gameplay overall, man, like some of the new additions for weapons, the tweaks to existing ones was really good. I hated the Batmobile sections. I really didn't. I hated doing them. I hated most of the Riddler based ones and the VR missions of those two. Like were like really really annoying. No, I wouldn't say because I haven't unlocked every single VR mission yet, but I believe there is one you have to go through. Sorry, my brain's messing over me for a second, but you can't be hit while actually inside the tank, and you have to last for I think a minute straight. I want to say that at least.
At your destination.
Which is weird because they never consider them secondary. They were always a part of the 100%. That's why I was surprised to hear it doesn't require that anymore. It's just get the Riddler trophies, finish the side stories, which were a little bit of a downside this time. Especially, my goodness, the one with Hush. I was like, the way they set it up in Arkham City was to be a big showdown between him and Batman, and it was nothing like it. It was complete and utter garbage. That and obviously the last of the tank missions, you find out who the person you're supposed to fight is, which is Deathstroke, and you end up only punching him in a cutscene and fighting his big old tank. Oh God, I can't imagine why they did that. I'll be happy to say though, despite the internet saying otherwise, I love the Batman, the DLC that not the first two, Harley Quinn and Red Hood one were pretty terrible, but the newer one that came out by the Arkham Origins people, nonetheless, was actually pretty decent. I didn't actually do all of it yet. I just finished the main story part. Yeah, the Matter family one. You should be able to use her in like challenge maps, which is another thing I'm kind of sad to see go, which was challenge maps. And with so many characters now and the fact that some of them can team up, I mean, that was just begging to be able to go, hey, here's a sandbox, make your own challenge maps now, upload them and all this kind of stuff. That way they don't have to do the work. Other people can, and you can enjoy all the characters, but maybe that's me. Maybe I would love that. Maybe other people wouldn't. The point is they need challenge maps. They need it badly for all the characters they have, because I believe Joker's playable. There's a few other characters that are playable as well. It only takes... Yep. But I would definitely suggest picking up all the DLC then. I'm curious to see how the Nightwing one's going to be, since that's what's next up. I'm not counting most of the Batmobile stuff. Like, I don't really give a crap about that. I like skins and all, but if it's not included, screw it. I'm not buying that much. Like, $50 for the season pass is way too much. I thought it was 50 because most people were saying it was like, maybe it was, and I'm wrong. Still, $40 or $50 is, and it's too late for me really to save anything, because by the time I would pick it up, I would have bought all the story stuff, which I'm assuming is why it costs so much. Either I'm hoping some of the next ones are like a lot longer. Nothing needs to be too long. It's never the case, because video games are something that can easily overstay their welcome. Which I'm harping on the Batmobile so much, but it overstayed its welcome. At the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I sound like a turbo nerd. My hands are like shaking, like, fuck yes, the goddamn Batmobile. Finally, I can go around and kick ass in Gotham. And then it was like, okay, it's a little tougher, but that's okay. And then it was just every other mission, it was something to do with it. It's a shame they didn't have more platforming sections with it, though, because that was really interesting. That was like a really interesting twist on the normal, hey, just drive and shoot, man. Just drive and shoot. You want to drive and some shooting? Okay, you got your driving and shooting. How about some chasing added on with some random car chasing sections? Which those weren't actually hard, they were just so many of them. Just got tired of them. But I am most happy to see the most original voice actors returned. They didn't have to obviously keep. I think it was Troy Baker as Joker in Origins, which I didn't hate his Joker. I just didn't like it. And it's most people, they say, "Oh no, it's just because you're not Mark Hamill." But the series started with Mark Hamill. It's like if it would have been the same way if people started watching Batman the animated series and they're like, "Okay, here's a completely different guy." It just doesn't fit because Arkham Origins character is different from, say, the one they did in the Red Hood movie, which I forget his name, but he plays Marcus Phoenix and a whole bunch of other people. Jake the dog, but he played Joker in that one, and he was great in it. It was a fantastic movie, and it didn't need Mark Hamill to be good. Oh, yeah, that was great. Felt a little bit ticked off though about the ending. The true ending one though. They left it so ambiguous for what they were saying was the last game of that series, and would anything after it would be starting something new. Was Azrael? Was it just the Nightmare gas somehow? Was it Scarecrow himself somehow turned Batman? And now he's like, okay, because they've done that before. I believe in the Battle for the Cowl, gets people like Two-Face taking over a Batman-esque type thing or something like that. Oh man, there was like a bunch of Riddler, even although he was working with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy at the time, he was also doing something like a Batman-esque, although he didn't have a proper costume. Two-Face's was hilarious looking. It was I believe blue and red, two-sided. Design was it was like zany looking, but it was awesome. I'm entranced by that kind of stuff.
Nice driving, mate. You're really starting to make a name for yourself.
Well, let's see. They did confirm the first one was Batgirl. I didn't know what the second one was for sure. They said something about Nightwing, but it was confirmed later this month it was Nightwing's story. And he's working alongside, I believe, regular Batman. And then the third takes place after this game, so maybe it'll be answered there. It will just be, hey, Bruce is dead. What do we do now? Yada yada yada. The comic? Okay, yeah.
In 400 yards, turn right.
So it's because sometimes the Loudermouth fans don't give it a chance to actually be good. They're immediately like, nah, I don't want to try it. It's not Batman.
Turn left.
You know, it's fine to complain after it really turns out it sucks. There's no good stories for it. Yeah, I'm fine with you complaining then, but the beginning is always time you just gotta wait back and see. You're not losing much of anything. You don't like it, don't buy it. Just let it be.
In 400
You know,
yards, bear right.
people speak with their they decide, okay, it's not good. They'll change it up, but that really goes for that kind of thing. And that's why we didn't really get to see too good of many stories, because by the time, and this is after Blackest Night that he died, I hated the fact that they just immediately went back to, okay, Batman's going through time now, and here he's back now, guys, everyone can be happy. And apparently right now he's retiring again.
400 yards, bear right. Keep right. In 200 yards, turn right.
I've watched the miniseries of them, and I do want to watch the movie. It's probably, once I get like a few extra bucks, I know everything's paid off as far as games and bills are, I'll probably pick up that DVD and watch it through on the afternoon.